1480 KCIM Sports presents KCIM Sports Rewind. A look back at the week in high school sports. Brought to you by St. Anthony Rehab Services. Here's Sports Director Jeff Blankman, John Ryan, and Jeff Honnold.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. We do have two of the three in the house here today. Jeff Blankman joined by Jeff Honnold. We're going to be joined by an extremely special guest coming up here in just moments. And I know, Jeff, you already have a comment, but we're going to be bringing Kelsey Winnett.
No, I don't. I like
coming
Kelsey.
up here. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be bringing Kelsey Winnett, former Coon Rapids Bayard and also Grandview softball star. We're going to be bringing her on here in just a moment. But kind of odd not having Mr. Ryan in the booth with us here today.
I'm going to start checking how many vacation days a year he gets because he's gone all the time. He's gone more than me.
He is. I think
At least when I was leaving, I was working.
I think they went bike riding this time.
Oh, yuck. That's not vacation.
Yeah, especially I think they wanted to get it in before it got extremely warm.
No, I'm going to be on vacation next week. I'll tell you that. Yes, I'm
okay, so you're not going to be here next week?
I will not be here next week.
Okay, we'll tell the folks behind us there from Johnston. Did you guys catch that?
They like it.
Okay.
They like it.
You don't have to bring the wide angle next week. So,
wow, unprovoked attack right away at the start of the show. All right.
Absolutely. Let's bring in our guest here today, Kelsey Winnett, joining us on the phone from Des Moines. Kelsey, how are you today?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing
well. I was doing
very
good
well.
until he said I needed a wide angle camera. Gee, Christmas.
Kelsey, you just wrapped up your career at Grandview, and I think you're still being involved. When I talked to you about being able to come into the studio with us today, you mentioned that you were going to be at some ball games down in Des Moines this morning. So what do you got going on today?
Well, this summer I'm actually coaching down in Des Moines. I help coach at Dowling Catholic, so I coach the JV team here. We actually didn't have games today, but we had them last night. We had practice this morning, so it's kind of wrapped up down here, so couldn't make it back to town.
What's it like coaching, especially down there in Des Moines at Dowling? Is this something fairly new for you?
Yep, I've coached here for the last 3 years. I've really enjoyed it, getting to know the girls and how different, how fast-paced it is compared to, because Dowling's 5A, just how different it is from 1A. I've just really enjoyed the experience that I've had here.
So you've been there for 3 years, so you obviously know some of the girls on the varsity. Do you go up then and help with the varsity games as well?
Yep, so JV plays right before varsity, and varsity usually has doubleheaders right after, so I'll stay and help with those, do some stats with them, help the girls whenever they need it, because a lot of my JV girls go up and play varsity too, so it's good to see them at both levels.
Kelsey, a lot of times you'll hear people say that, once you start to coach the game a little bit, you learn a little bit about your own game and it helps you out. How much do you think coaching the last few years, even at the high school level, has maybe made you as a better player and you think and see the game a little differently?
I think it just makes you, understand, your coach's perspective, because as a player, you don't really understand that, but seeing it from both sides now, you can get a feel for both sides, so it just really helps me out that way.
So you wrapped up your career. What's the next step?
Next step, I'm actually going to Palmer College of Chiropractic. That'll start fall of 2019, so not till November. So I have the summer off for a while, and then we'll head over to Davenport for about 3 years.
I was going to say, that's going to be a long process. You ready for all that to get started?
Oh, I know. It'll be a nice break, but I think once October, November rolls around, I'll be ready to get started.
Kels, let's talk a little bit about that college career. You went over to Grandview. You and your team had an awful lot of success over the years, making national tournaments, winning conference championships. Do you look back right now and just completely say, man, I completely made the right choice to go to Grandview?
100%. I don't look back on my decision at Grandview at all. Couldn't have chose a better school.
Let's talk a little bit about this past season for you guys. How did you feel like the season went? How did you feel like your season went as an individual as well?
I thought our season went really well. So we weren't really expected to do well because we lost 5 starters and our number 1 pitcher and catcher from the year before. And we just weren't really expected to go as far as we did the year before. And we kind of proved everyone wrong. And in the end, we could have made it further, but things happen and it just goes on. But I thought we did really well. And then individually, I thought I had my best year that I've had at Grandview. Just had a lot more confidence in myself, as a starter, because the year before I started game 2, but this year I started game 1, and I just felt a lot more comfortable with the team.
Let's talk about that. I can tell in your voice you're not the shy girl that we used to interview during games, and your confidence. What part of college helped you confidence-wise and helped you grow up?
I guess being on your own really makes you grow up a lot. Not having mom and dad there every step of the way, and just your own. It just really makes you realize that it's time to grow up, and yeah, they're not there for you they're always a phone call away, but you have to figure most things out on your own. So.
Well, you don't want your dad helping anyway.
He's always been a good help.
Kelsey, with that, you talked about how you kind of gained some confidence this year. Where did you feel like that helped you on the field?
Catching-wise, it was really nice because I taught the same pitcher the year before. We both played game 2 together, and then practice, we would pitch and catch together every single practice. So being comfortable with her there, and then we had a lot of juniors on our team this year, and then some underclassmen. Just knowing that they believe in us seniors, our senior pitcher and catcher leadership, just knowing that they believed in us, that really helped out a lot.
What is it about this program? You mentioned here a few minutes ago you guys graduated 5 players, top pitcher from last year. Nobody expected you to be as good this year as you were. Didn't expect you to go as far last year as you guys did. What is it with Grandview and their athletics and your softball program that year after year you guys are just very successful?
I think with the softball program specifically, Coach Yasinich, he does a tremendous job. He just keeps girls wanting to come back and pushes them hard. He does a lot of unique things that you may question sometimes, but in the end they have a purpose. And he just knows what he's doing. So if you just believe in him, then everything should work out. And so far it has, so nothing to complain about there.
Kelsey, you've gotten a chance to play it probably around the country a little bit. What are some of your favorite facilities that you played in, and maybe just some of your favorite communities that you got to travel to?
Yeah, so over spring break we go to Florida every year. We play at Southeastern University. They have an awesome facility. There's palm trees in the outfield. It's just so nice. And just everywhere we've gone for nationals has been really nice. This past year we went to Columbia, Kentucky. They had a nice facility there. It's just nice getting to see, like you said, travel all over the country. We've been a lot of different places, so that's been really a blessing.
Okay, I get the other side. Which one did you hate going to?
Ooh. Well, we played a lot of small Missouri schools, so probably somewhere around there. I know Peru, or I guess Nebraska too. Peru, Nebraska, that wasn't really the best place to travel to, but it was always fun being with teammates, long bus rides. We enjoyed those.
When did you guys realize this year, Kelsey, that you had a special team?
Probably about halfway through, because there were some games that we'd split a couple doubleheaders, and we'd realize, well, this isn't going as we hoped. But then about halfway through, things kind of turned, and we knew we had a chance at winning conference outright. So we knew we had to win. At that time, we had sat everyone down. We're we have 28. We need to win 28 or 30 games to win conference outright. And we ended up winning 26. So we didn't win it outright, but at that point, we're we need to get second in the conference tournament and make our way to nationals. I guess that's kind of was our turning point.
Kelsey, your younger sister Caitlin going to be following you to Grandview. She's headed there this year. How many conversations did you two have during your career about how much you love being there and how much you loved playing there?
Yeah, we talk about Grandview all the time. She always has questions. She loves to talk. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. But she just loves asking questions, and she's constantly learning the game too. So I'm excited for her.
Now, you're coaching, as you said, and have for Dowling for the last 3 years. Is coaching something that you're looking at even after you get done at Palmer? Are you going to stay involved in the world of coaching?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's sad that I have to leave Dowling because Palmer doesn't have as long as summer break, so I won't be able to come back next summer. So I'm kind of sad about that, but looking forward to getting into coaching after that, I hope.
Do you got an area of the country that you'd like to end up someday? You going to come back towards this direction, or do you want to go travel once you finish up at Palmer?
I haven't really decided that yet. I know, like, the 10th trimester of Palmer, you have the option to go, like, preceptorship somewhere. So I'm thinking that trimester I might go travel somewhere, see somewhere different for a while. But overall, I want to end up back in Iowa somewhere. If it's Des Moines or Carroll area, I'm not sure yet.
Can you give us a quick preview of what you think Grandview will be like next year?
Next year, I think, is going to be a rebuilding season. There's not a ton of seniors left on the team. So, I mean, it'll be a good season for them. I still think they have a great shot at being in contention for the conference tournament or conference title, and also getting back to nationals, because I know that's what the seniors want to do now.
Well, I tell you what, Kels, we appreciate you giving us some time here this morning. Congratulations
nice talking to you again.
On a great career. And yeah, we were trying to figure out, it's been several years since I've even seen you, let alone got a chance to talk to you. So good to catch up with you again.
Yeah, you guys too. Thanks so much for having me.
You bet. Kelsey Winnett again joining us here today over the phone, of course. Great career, Jeff, down at Grandview. What an amazing athlete when she was at Coon Rapids Bayard, and just a super nice kid.
She was just one of those tough-minded kids.
Yes.
She wasn't gonna get beat. You were going to have to earn it if you beat her. Now, what I really enjoy is hearing the confidence in her voice, because she was one of those kids that wasn't confident talking to us.
Right.
And she was tough, but she wasn't real confident on the floor either. But it's nice to hear them when they kind of, it all clicks. And you knew with her, if it ever clicked, it would be special, and it sounds like it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's amazing sometimes when you talk to kids in high school and they're kind of quiet and shy, and then you get to them when they're in college and how they open up. And as you talk about
like
more
Kayla
confidence.
Anderson in South Central, we can't get her to shut up.
Absolutely. That is true. So we're going to step away, take a break. We've got a special guest, Nick Nurse, going to be joining us next right here on KCIM Sports Rewind.
As the athletes at your house. Healthcare professional in the newly renovated sports performance facility. If an injury is keeping your athlete out of the game, call St. Anthony Rehabilitation Services at 794-5000 for sports injury and treatment rehab.
We are absolutely thrilled to be joined by NBA champion head coach Nick Nurse on the phone with us right now. John Ryan, Jeff Blankman with you. First of all, Nick, congratulations. Is that title ever going to get old?
Well, thanks first of all, guys, for having me on. It's great always to hear from people back in the hometown of Carroll. I don't think it's going to get old. It's a pretty unique experience, especially for this organization, this city, this country. I'm sure you guys saw the tremendous support we got and how excited everybody was. So I think it'll never get old. No.
Nick, when did you start dreaming of this as a kid? Because I know you've loved the game your whole life. When did you think that this could be possible, that you could coach in the NBA and be an NBA champion?
I don't know. I guess there was times when I was coaching in Grandview. I mean, first of all, when I was a small kid, we used to go up there and sit in the front row of all the Kemper games. We were the first ones in the door, so we could get the seats in the middle and sit in the front row, and we were dreaming about winning a state championship. That's for sure. That's for sure. But I don't know. When I used to coach at Grandview, I used to get in my car and drive over to Chicago and watch Michael Jordan and the Bulls play, and just drive over by myself and buy a standing room only ticket and watch the games, and thought that was pretty cool to watch those championships unfold. And that probably planted some ideas of, man, that'd be really cool to be part of something like this. But that's probably about it.
I tell you, a lot of stories I see have gone back to your roots here in Carroll. Does that make you proud to see all that? And why do you think everybody makes that such a big deal, that you're from a small town in Iowa?
Yeah, first of all, definitely proud. And more than anything about it, I'm just happy that to kind of share it with everybody. I just, again, seems like I hear it from a lot of people in Carroll, and just wishing good luck and support, and people saying they're watching the games and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of that's kind of neat, to be honest with you, to be able to kind of share this with everybody back home. Why are they making it? I don't know why they are, to be honest with you, because there's been a lot of really good coaches, NBA champion level coaches that have come from small towns. I mean, Phil Jackson's from Williston, North Dakota. I think that's a town of about 11,000 people, and he won a few games in his life.
Nick, speaking of that, we know Frank Moloch made it out there with an old Kemper jersey with your number on it. I did get a picture that night from somebody there. How many people from back this way were able to get to one of the playoff games and maybe get a chance to chat with you?
Well, first of all, Frank is sitting right across from me now. He hasn't recovered from the parade yet. So hello to all the Frank Moloch fans and Carol. First of all, from Frank, he's here joining us today. There was quite a few people. I mean, it was difficult. Obviously, the finals tickets aren't cheap, and they're not easy to come by. So, and you guys know I got a large family. Most of my brothers and sisters were able to make it to a game or two. First cousins, some nieces and nephews, etc. It was great, man. Really, really, really good experience for a lot of people, that are close to me.
Nick Nurse, NBA champion coach with the Toronto Raptors, on the phone with us right now. I got to ask you about celebrity Drake. He's always courtside for all the things. I literally see you almost have to walk around him all the time. Did you have to say, yeah, excuse me, can you sit down a little bit every once in a while during games?
Yeah. I don't, and that's a funny thing. People ask me about it a lot, and again, you're so focused and into the game. I know this sounds hard to believe, but when he gave me the quote-unquote back rub during the end of one of the games that people took pictures of and posted around, I didn't even know it. Somebody sent me a picture the next morning, and I didn't even know he had done that. I didn't even feel it, and I say one of two things: either A, I was really focused, or B, he's got really soft hands. But so that's just, and he doesn't bother me over there. I tell you what, I'll tell you this much: it's a lot worse on the road. Some places, there's a lot of people sitting down there and not cheering for you.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I tell you that those are the people you got to watch. You got to watch their legs and their shoes and their feet and all that, and then their soft drinks and all that kind of stuff down there along the floor.
Nick, I heard a great story a couple of weeks ago from Mike McCaffrey here in town about you with the glasses that you wear with your mom, and that you actually have no lenses or whatever, that you don't need them because you had surgery. I just thought that was a neat story. Can you kind of go in a little bit more in depth maybe on how that story came about?
Well, I wore glasses for a long time, right after high school all the way through till I got to Toronto, and was still wearing. I needed to wear them, and but when I was a head coach for most of my career, but when I came here as an assistant and was out on the court a lot more, kind of banging with the players and guarding them and contesting them, and I think it was about my second practice here as an assistant, I got a ball right in the bridge of the glasses, and they shattered and went flying, and I said, well, that's enough of wearing glasses. I'm going to go get LASIK if possible, and I think I went through that whole season and then got it right before the next season. And I didn't really tell anybody. I just got it a couple days before we left for training camp. And we had a preseason game on television, and my phone was blowing up after the game. My sisters, my mom, and finally I called Mom back because, you get a few calls in a row from your mom. You're concerned. And she says, what's the matter? How come you weren't at the game? And I was like, I was at the game, and I said, oh, Mom, I got LASIK. And she goes, well, I couldn't see you on TV because you weren't wearing glasses, so you put those glasses back on. So I said, all right, Mom, I'll go get some frames, and I just ever since I wear them. Yeah.
All right. Got to ask you about some moments in the playoffs. The Kawhi Leonard Game 7 against the 76ers. The ball bounces 4 times. Did your heart literally stop at that moment?
No, I didn't really see it bouncing, to be honest. I was counting them. I knew it went off, and I knew it bounced up, and then I kind of lost track of it, and I just knew, and then I kind of saw it go in. So, Again, you know, when you're right down there in it, it's like, people are always saying, "Oh my God, how you feeling?" And you're not feeling anything other than, let's make the shot and win the game and let's get out of here. And that's what happened. And I think I jumped in the air after it happened, and I tried to quickly get over and congratulate the other coach for a great series.
I think the whole town of Carroll jumped up when that shot went in.
Nick,
Yeah, I agree.
what's it say about your team this year and you as a coach to be able to go into Oracle Arena against a team that had been in the finals 5 straight years and go 3-0 this year? That's got to stand out. You guys didn't lose, and you didn't lose to them in the regular season either. So 4-0 at Oracle this year. That says a lot about this Raptors club.
Yeah, our team was really good on the road just in general, and I think that it's a good point you make. They were pretty steady emotionally. That's one big thing I would say, even keeled, and we did make it a kind of a really big point of emphasis. The day before training camp started, I had your regular team kind of kickoff meeting, and really one of my emphasis was that we were not going to get too up or too down about anything. A bad half or a bad preseason game or a great win on the road, or, we were just going to kind of play the games the best we could, learn what we could the next couple days, get ready to play the next one, and just kind of kept that mindset the whole way and not overreact really to anything. And it was good because there were some moments during the season. We went down to San Antonio in the Kawhi first visit back game, and the place was electric, and they were booing like I've never heard an NBA crowd boo before. And we got our doors blown off. We didn't handle it at all. Got on a plane and flew to Milwaukee for a back-to-back and went and won the next night. And it was just like a starting point, really, of us not getting too wrapped up in any one result and going out and playing the next one. And I think that, really did a lot for us down late in the year.
NBA champion head coach Nick Nurse on the phone with us right now. Got to ask you what the next couple of months are going to look like for you. You're going to be back in the area coming up soon at Wild Rose in Jefferson. But what does the next couple of months look like for you?
Well, roughly, we got the draft tomorrow. So I'm in the office today working. I am going to take a few days off next week, leading into coming back to Iowa. Got a big family reunion out at the farm near Sheridan that my mother grew up on. And then the casino, then free agency starts June 30th. So I'll probably be exiting Wild Rose, heading to San Diego to talk to Kawhi Leonard, who's a free agent. So we'll do that, and then we'll head to Vegas for Summer League. That starts. That'll be about 10 days in Vegas. Have another little break there for the last part of July, and then, as you guys probably heard, I'm coaching the Canadian national team, and we're playing in the World Cup in China. So practice for that will start middle of August, and the tournament's early part of September in China.
Coach, what was the parade like? About 1.5 million people, I understand, were along the route. That had to be just crazy.
Yeah, I think that 1.5 million is about a third too few, if you want my honest opinion. Seriously, it was unbelievable. And I think a couple things happened. One is there were so many people. They were literally. It was more like a march than a parade. They had, people were out in the streets, and they had to kind of keep moving them forward to just move the parade. It took I don't know. The whole thing lasted about 5 hours, I think. Went back after the stage part of it as well. But again, you're kind of down in the middle of it, and you're not really feeling the whole scope of it. At times, the cheering was deafening on each side of the vehicle I was on. You'd go under a bridge or something, and it would just like tunnel it all in, and it'd be like, whoa, this is wild. But I did tape the parade and watched it the next morning and saw the aerial shots and all that kind of stuff. And I think the length of it going slow, the weather just kept getting nicer and nicer as the day goes on. I think people were watching it on TV and were like we got to be a part of it. I think they just kept growing and growing and growing as the day went on, and yeah, they were excited, man. This is a first-time deal. These people are really, again, prideful of their country, of their city, and we're excited about the team winning, that's for sure.
Yeah, you had a whole country behind you, not just a city, but a whole country behind you there. So congratulations, Coach. I know you got to run. You've got people lined up waiting to talk to you. Your phone probably has not stopped buzzing, has it, since you won?
Yeah, it's pretty busy, but it's all right. It's always nice to talk to you guys, man.
All right. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. Congratulations again. We had a great time watching you guys do that.
Thanks, Nick, and congratulations.
See you soon. Take care.
Call St. Anthony Rehabilitation Services at 794-5000 for sports injury and treatment rehab.
Well, we do welcome you back here to Sports Rewind. Jeff Blankman and Jeff Huddled with you on this Tuesday morning. We've had two very special guests on here today, Jeff. Kelsey Winnett, again, joining us after her career wrapped up as a softball player over at Grandview. And then, of course, as you just heard, Nick Nurse, the head coach of the Toronto Raptors, able to join us. He caught up with John and I last Wednesday. I did get that interview out on the website for anybody that wants to go out and listen to it again. But that was nice being able to catch up with him. Extremely busy guy. His phone was blowing up as John and I were talking to him during that interview. He said that his phone really hadn't stopped going off since about midway through the fourth quarter of that Game 6 win against, or Game 5 win, I should say, against Golden State.
You know, think about that, though. He could have blown you guys off so easily.
Yep.
I mean, Carroll, Iowa, his hometown, but he didn't have to do the interview. But
right.
he's doing interviews with just about everybody. I know they're running it through and squeezing some of them down now and trying
right.
to save them, but I think he did Dan Patrick.
Yep.
And he did. I know he's on Mike.
He's been on
he's
all
everything.
the national people,
yeah,
absolutely.
So, you know,
yeah.
and then to take time and to talk to you guys is amazing. It shows what he's like. I mean, he's just he hasn't changed a whole lot going from Iowa, the Iowa Energy, to the Raptors. It's
right.
the same guy that's always been here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I texted him last Tuesday late in the afternoon after their parade would have ended and everything. And by Wednesday morning, we had the interview set up. So less than probably, it took about maybe 15 hours to hear back from their people and get something set up after I texted him to try to get the interview. So
I remember at the last interview we did with him, he was between plane rides, I believe.
Yes.
Trying to talk to us. So we had a short window there we could talk to him. So he has been more than generous.
Yeah.
And a good guy. And he's coming back this weekend. That should be a lot of fun for all those classmates and friends of his, and
yep.
and then just the local people to hear. I mean, he's going to give his time. You know he will.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be over there on Saturday or Sunday night, I guess it is. I don't know if I'll get a chance to sit down with him and chat with him again for any kind of an interview. But before we get Jeff, we got a little over a minute left here. We got the two people that always hang out in the corner behind us. And
can we turn the cameras on them?
You know what?
I know how.
Yeah, yes, you do. But we want to thank Johnston Communications coming in and filming us here today. And I forgot to send them pictures of our two people we were interviewing, so they had to come up with unique ways to do that. I think Jason took the wide angle off of you and put it over on the KCIM banner.
Wow. You know, we kid, but these guys have really helped out with the merchants this year. They got us a set of equipment similar to theirs, and I bounced ideas off them back and forth, and they've been really good. I mean, if you ever need help with something, they're more than willing to help. And we actually, Jason and I went down and tested one day and thought we had things fixed, and I think we fixed it. We haven't really tested it since, but found out that we didn't have enough internet. Which
right.
That, you know, it's nice to have another set of eyes, and this equipment is, if you want to get into the streaming, this stuff is it. It's a lot of fun to work with. And I actually streamed our church service last Sunday out at Swan Lake, and did that, but we didn't have enough internet cell service.
Okay.
So I taped it and dropped it on later. So it's really versatile, really easy to work with.
Absolutely, and this is a great company and great people to work with. And I know usually we do kind of a conversation with them ahead. They didn't do that this week.
I wouldn't want to talk to you either.
I think they might have
to.
I know. They might have
Chelsea
an announcement coming up next week. Yeah, she's smart. Yeah, I will agree with you on that. So, I wouldn't talk to me if I didn't have to.
I don't talk to you unless I have to.
Problem is, I talk to myself like every single day. So that
explains a little bit.
It does, and I've begun to answer myself. I think it's been working with you for way too long.
Local sports, you got one tonight, don't you?
I do. No, actually, I don't have a game broadcasting tonight. Yeah, I'm actually going over to watch the Arweva softball team. I've not had a chance. They're hosting South Central Kellen. That's the only local team that I have not gotten to yet this year. So I'm going to head over there, and then you and I both got Carroll baseball tomorrow night. You got baseball, and I've got the Carroll softball matchups. We'll have a doubleheader coming up tomorrow night. Then Merchants on Thursday, and then
we haven't decided Merchants. I think Doug Waniger is going to be with you on Thursday. I may be there. We'll see. Okay. We'll see what's going on. See with everything. But I think Merchants are on the road tonight. Storm Lake.
Yep, they're up at Storm Lake tonight. And then the odd thing Friday? Is, I got to say, Friday I can't remember off the top of my head. Friday I don't think I got anything going
Saturday's
on.
Merchants.
Saturday is Merchants, but I'm not going to be there for the Merchants game Saturday. Nick Brinks is getting married.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those odd ones where I couldn't find anybody to cover for me. I called Nick, but, everybody's headed to see Nick's wedding, and congratulations to Nick. I mean, you outkicked his coverage on this one.
Absolutely.
I mean, she is as sweet as sweet can be.
And by more than one football field.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that one he might have had helium in the ball when he kicked it because she might be too good for him. But congratulations to them. They're going to get married. They just got their house Monday, so... worked with them on that, trying to help them out and give them some advice, and glad for him. Really nice young man.
Yes, he is.
Does anything you ever ask him to do. And, he's got a funny sense of humor. I love spending time with him and just pimping him. And boy, if there's anything about NASCAR you want to know, ask him.
Yeah. Absolutely. If we ever wanted to do something with NASCAR, he would be the guy to bring on. That is for sure.
That should be a fun wedding. You guys, I think quite a few guys are going up to that.
Yeah.
And so I'll be doing the Merchant game, covering that for everybody. And then he said he understood, but if I could find somebody to cover, he said come up. So
yeah, absolutely. Still keep working on that. See what you can figure out.
We got some young talent. Maybe we can see if they're free. But
I'm sure they probably know how to run the equipment better than you and I.
It doesn't take much.
No, it does not. So hey, again, we want to thank Johnston Communications. You can find this podcast and available on their Facebook page as soon as it gets over. We'll also have the audio podcast on the website at 1380kcim.com. Thanks to our guests again, Kelsey Winnett and Nick Nurse. Jeff, thanks for coming in again. We'll have John Ryan hopefully back in the house
coming up
next week. Yeah, and Arnold's going to be out. So hopefully
you can go to the narrow angle cameras next week.
There you go. And I just hope that you're not stuck with just me for 30 minutes next week. We'll be back next week with more Rewind.